Hey guys, this is Kal-El, and today we're having a look at Play Arts Kai Batman from the Arkham Asylum range, and obviously the Arkham Asylum game. Now if you haven't played that game, stop watching this review right now, grab your PlayStation, your Xbox, your computer, whatever the hell you've got it on, and play that game. That being said, don't play too long, come back and watch my review, but awesome game. And that followed up by Arkham City, again, freaking awesome game. Probably my favourite game is Arkham City, and this Batman is a perfect representation of the character from that game. That being said, let's have a look at the box, and then we'll get on to the figure. First thing you'll see with this box is it's big, and it doesn't quite fit in frame, and I'm sorry about that. The way I've got this set up at the moment, that's about as good as I can get. You can see it's a very nice box, nice and open front and also an open top. So when you're having a look at this figure in the shop, you get a good look at what it actually is. We've got some nice Play Arts Kai in silver here, and the Arkham Asylum Batman symbol on the bottom. And just up the top there that you can't really see from glare is it says warning. Choking hazard. Small parts not for children under 3, for ages 13 and up. Now my first problem with that is, who in the hell is buying between a $60 and $80 toy for their 3-year-old child? And even then, a 13-year-old child, or teenager I should say, and again, I'm not trying to hate on anyone, but it's an expensive toy that isn't really for playing with. So, and I understand it's a legal reason for putting that on the box, but that's my little rage over. We'll have a look at the side. There's just some nice Arkham artwork there. Looks like a town hall or something. Again, the Batman symbol down the bottom. On the back, you can see there's plenty of Japanese writing down the bottom. Just there. And we've got some very cool pictures of the figure itself in a few different poses. The Joker figure, which you'll see in my next review, sold separately. And again, a large picture of Batman. And one more on the side here. A very cool shot of Batman standing in front of, again, what you would imagine is Arkham City. Alright, let's get rid of the box and we'll bring Batman back in. Okay, we got Batman back. Let's have a look at some of the finer details and the accessories and a bit of articulation, and then we'll follow it up with a little size comparison. As you can see, very, very fine sculpting on this guy. Awesome head sculpt, looks like it's come straight out of the game, which I would imagine was their point. Little nice Batman emblem on the chest. You can see they've moulded in detail of the actual suit, you know, this sort of checker plating look. It's got some pretty mad abs going on there. The utility belt, which is attached to his underwear. That's weird, Batman. Again, on the arm, nice muscle definition. You can see under there some more armor. His gauntlets. Some massive spikes hanging off there. They're soft plastic. And these gauntlets, be very, very careful. I've already had this one come off, which really peed me off, considering the cost of it. And as soon as I pick it up to do a review, it breaks. Anyway, be very careful. Under here is just a small piece of glue that's holding that onto the arm. So if you find they're wobbly, try not to play with them too much. Same on the other side. Again, on the legs, awesome moulding of muscle definition. The suit, again, is just unreal moulding. Coming down here, nice armoured boots. Detail all around. Even the bottom of the boots have lovely moulded detail. The cape, as you can see here, it's in 2 pieces. There is a reason for that, which I'll show off shortly. And that, it's not really poseable. It's hard plastic. You know, like I say, it is what it is. Hey, first up we've got his grapnel gun. It's a cool little thing. Again, very nice moulded detail. Very well painted. Mine has a little bit of a bent couple of prongs here. One of them, unfortunately, was broken off and it never existed in the packaging. Again, a bit annoying, but I can live with it. That's the grapnel gun. As with most of these figures, you have spare hands. We have an open hand with a sort of a grip that you can hold that gun. Pretty cool. We have a pointing hand, so Batman can say, "Where are the other drugs going?" Yeah. Things like that. I'm Batman, and he can point at you. And that also is actually a hand for holding a gun or whatever. That can slot in there like so. And it's a trigger finger. I was just mucking around. So that's pretty cool. Also have the Batarang. Very, very cool. Get into focus. Okay, it's having trouble focus, but Batarang, it's just black plastic with some silver. It's probably the weakest part of the set, but he looks pretty cool holding it. And like I said before, he has a split cape, and the reason for that is if you don't want the wraparound cape like you can see here, you can have this wider piece attached on the back, and you can have a sort of flowing cape. Now how that happens is underneath the, I'll just spin around, underneath here there is a ball with a pin on it which goes into here. I won't do it on camera because it's a bit fiddly, so with the magic of camera you'll see it appear. So you can see if you put that other cape piece on, you can have Batman in a sort of running pose or whatever you want to do. Again, I personally like the cape that wraps around, but that's just me. Each to their own. Now with the fists, they actually pull these fists off, and there's a peg similar to like the cape is, and if you can see on the camera here, I'll try and focus that in. There's just a little hole in there. That peg just pegs into there. They are quite stiff, and I think you really need to be careful that you don't pull too hard or out on an angle or anything like that, because you don't want to break those pins. Now, though I'm not going to show this off. I've done it on my Joker figure, and it was too scary to warrant doing again. And I'm happy to pose him just with his fists, so. First of all, we've got head articulation. The head can turn a full 360. He can look up, down, sideways, on the angle. It's due to a double jointed neck. He's got a joint under here, joint up there. When he's looking up, it looks kind of weird. Now, you have shoulders, but this bit of the cape limits it completely. So there's not much point of that. He has a bicep, which will bend 90 degrees and straight. He has a bicep swivel and a upper bicep swivel, and also a forearm swivel. Hands will bend and turn in and out. He has an ab crunch, so you can see Batman's got some wicked abs, so he's been doing these crunches all day long. 1, 2, 3. Anyway, legs, he's got a ball jointed hip and an upper thigh rotation. Double jointed knee, so can get those legs up nice and high. This looks kind of weird though, and I think that's due to this lower knee rotation. The upper knee doesn't look so bad, but again, it kind of looks weird. Down the bottom, you've got no calf swivel, foot rotation, foot tilt is there, but very tight. On this foot, it's quite loose, so you can get him into some sort of wide-legged, crazy looking poses. But again, this cape just limits it so much. It's kind of annoying. My major gripe or problem with this figure is this crutch area, which is the underwear, just floats there, and that allows, pardon the rudeness, you just to see all of this joint in here, and that when the legs are down, it just floats around. It's kind of dicky, but you can't do much about it. The other thing is, these shoulders are on a pivot at the back. Now that allows the arms to come into his body, but again, it's annoying. This cape area hinders that, so you're kind of stuck in these weird poses. That being said, on the box they show all these sort of crazy poses that you can get him into. I haven't really played around with it too much. It doesn't bother me. Sure, you could get them into some good poses if you wanted. To me, he looks good just sitting there. Put him next to the Joker. He looks pretty cool. Again, it's an expensive toy, and when I say toy, I use that with somewhat flippancy. It's really a collector's type thing. You wouldn't give it to a kid, in my opinion. And we'll just have a look at him next to Joker so you can see how they do look together. And there he is with PlayArt's Kai, Arkham Asylum, Joker. So as I said, they just look really cool just sitting there. Awesome detail again. Be very careful with joints. They're a bit like NECA toys. With the plastic they use to mould them, it can be a little finicky and prone to twisting, bending, breaking, things of this nature. So just be careful. But definitely, if you've got the spare money and you like Batman and you like Arkham City and Arkham Asylum, pick these guys up. They're really cool. Alright guys, that's my review of PlayArt's Kai Arkham City Batman. And follow me on Twitter. Subscribe. I'll see you on the boards.